A crucial moment for Bitcoin right now as the rally runs out of steam and we had a 7% pullback yesterday. The Fed is about to announce the rate hike decision tomorrow. And everybody is wondering, what is this going to do to the crypto markets or the markets in general? So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click that bell for notifications because we are going to be getting into these charts and bringing you the most timely Bitcoin updates. So, there is nothing that we can know for certain when it comes to the price of any asset. People ask me all the time, Jason, are you bullish or are you bearish? And my answer is always the same. It depends. It depends. We cannot know for certain whether the price is going to go up or down. And if anybody tells you they know for certain, they are lying. We can only make educated guesses based on the chart. And that's what we do on this channel. And so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be giving you different possible scenarios that are very, very probable to play out. Why am I doing this? Why is it so important to give multiple scenarios? The reason is because if we want to be good traders, we need to be prepared for everything that can happen in the market. This is how we were able to take a long trade in the Casper Crew VIP Discord from $16,300 from the bottom. Currently still holding the trade right now, guys. This is also how we were able to be aware of the rejection from the level that we came up to right now in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We came up to short zone number 2, basically between the prices of 23,844 and 24.3K, and that's where we get our rejection. We're prepared for upside and downside, and we know what to look for on the chart so that regardless of what happens, we can be prepared. So we're going to be making various plans today in this video to determine how can we benefit from whatever happens in the market. Now, if you want to join the VIP Casper Crew Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. If you do want to take advantage of 0% limit fees on ByBit, you can click the link in the description. Of course, this is only for people who know what they are doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you try to trade on ByBit, your whole life will fall apart. Your girlfriend will break up with you. Your wife will leave you because she found out you had a girlfriend. Your boss will fire you. You will drop your cell phone in the toilet. You'll take a sip of coffee, burn your tongue. It will be a horrible day. Also, guys, if you want to learn how to trade this way, 20% discount on the course. JasonCasperTrading.com. This course will give you the skills you need to come to a blank chart, make a plan, and then take the dang trade and lock in the dang profits. So let's look at these charts objectively speaking right now. We know that we have some very interesting news coming up tomorrow that will, in my opinion, bring massive volatility into the markets. And we also know, objectively speaking, the Bitcoin price is coming up to the high of a very large range that we have been trading in June. So right off the bat, we should be a little bit more biased towards downside because we are coming up to a resistance. Does that mean we need to get ultra bearish? No. It means we need to be prepared for downside. Why? Because in any market trend, whether it be a downtrend or an uptrend, it's only a healthy trend if we have higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend or lower lows and lower highs in a downtrend. So right now we are in an uptrend. We have our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high, our higher low, our higher high. This is a healthy uptrend. So of course we can be looking for a pullback, but that does not mean we need to get ultra bearish. Now, very locally on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this. While we have been trading in this sideways range, we have been forming the dreaded Sam Bankman-Fried upside down bearish man boob pattern. We've been talking about this for a while. This is where the money flow and the momentum waves are getting lower on the 4-hour time frame with the red pepperoni nipples and everything as the price is getting higher. And we can clearly see this happening right here on Market Cipher B. Now, people are asking me, Jason, when are you going to close your long trades? Because as you can see, I'm still holding my swing long trades from much lower prices. And here's the truth. If we start to lose these key levels that I have marked on the chart, I will be closing those long trades, or at least closing bigger portions of them, looking to add lower. Here are the two main levels we need to be aware of locally right now. If we do not lose these two levels, more upside is possible. First of all, 22,287. This is the previous low that we have right here. And for the past week and a half, we have been trading in between about 23.5 and this low at 22,287. So long as this zone holds as support, there is no reason to get ultra bearish. The second major zone of support that we need to hold in order for me to maintain a bias where I would still be looking for more upside is basically coming back down to this very important support resistance flip that we have right here before the FTX debacle took place. we have this very key zone between 20.6K and 21.3K. As you can see, if we come down to test this level, it would not be ultra bearish because we would be basically breaking out, retesting, and then getting another move to the upside. This is just how support and resistance works here. In addition to that, if we look at the volume that traded throughout the past few weeks here, we can also see that this is the value area low, and there's a good chance that perhaps Bitcoin will want to establish a fair value in this zone. Okay, so this is locally what I am looking for. If we start to lose this zone, then I will be looking to close my long trades. Now, let's take a look at a higher term time frame, because this is actually really going to give perspective to the current market conditions. Now, there's two major scenarios that I am looking for. Scenario number one is a little bit more of a bullish scenario. This is where we are actually able to hold as support the value area high of this macro range. And even if we do come and just take out the lows a little bit and then come back up, we can get another push up here. I do think there's room on the daily time frame for another push up. And right above us, we have a golden pocket Fibonacci retracement. Now, why am I expecting that more upside could be possible here? We have the FOMC rate hike announcement coming up tomorrow on Wednesday. And when we take a look at the previous times that we've had these FOMC rate hike announcements, we can see that we have experienced a lot of volatility on these charts. In fact, sometimes it's been a little bit more bullish, such as what happened back in July. But most of the time, guys, it's been pretty dang bearish. But what you'll notice about this most of the time is that when the rate hike decision is announced, we still actually do get a little more upside before the drop, right? Like over here in September, we got a little upside before the drop. And especially over here in November, we got one little bit more upside before the big drop. And then the last time in December 13th or 14th, when the rate hike was announced, it actually led to the reversal right after Jerome Powell made the announcement during the press conference. And what's so interesting about this is that this was supposed to be bullish news, right? The Fed was actually easing up the harshness, right? They were being more dovish. They weren't raising interest rates as much. Why is this so important? Because if interest rates go up, that is good for the dollar and bad for risk assets like Bitcoin, like the stock market. Because if people know, if investors know that the dollar is a place where they can keep their money and be earning lots of interest on it, that is a safe place to keep their money. But if they can make more in other assets like Bitcoin, like the stock market, then they will put their money over there. It's a give and take. It's inversely correlated. And so this was actually supposed to be bullish news because they were lowering the amount that they were going to raise the interest rates, but instead it ended up being bearish news. It was a very interesting thing that took place. And we have something extremely similar taking place tomorrow. The Federal Reserve is right now banking on, well, people are banking on, the market has already written in the fact that they're only going to raise interest rates by 25 basis points. And so a lot of people are looking at this as bullish news. But if what happens last time, if patterns repeat, and patterns definitely do repeat, guys, then we could see a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of pump thing where we actually do come up to this Fibonacci golden pocket for our rejection. And if we look at the daily time frame here, we are absolutely primed for a massive bearish divergence, an uneven butt cheek pattern, upside down uneven butt cheek pattern, where basically we can see right here, as price is coming up to a key level of resistance, this waitress at the diner, her butt cheeks are very uneven. When she's bringing the coffee out to the table, she's limping along, she's spilling the coffee all over the place. By the time it gets to you, you only have a few sips left. So don't fall for the buy the rumor, sell the news. We can see potential bearish divergence on market Cipher B, momentum and money flow as we come up to the golden pocket. And again, guys, the 618 Fibonacci level, a beautiful woman named 6Juanita. Every single time I have tried to ask her on a date, she rejects me. Why? Because whenever I try and ask 618 out on a date and we come up to that 618 Fibonacci level, I look down at market Cipher B and this is what I see. Bearish divergences. Okay, something to be aware of right now. Something else that we really do need to be aware of is another potential scenario. I'm very aware of the fact that the top could be in right now. If the top is in right now, then this is what we need to look for as traders. We need to look for, first of all, the lows to be taken out, right? Put in a lower low. And once we put in a lower low, this now allows us to look for a juicy short trade, right? This is how we're going to play these markets. We need to come up with different scenarios in our heads, in our minds, and say, look, we could come up higher or we can come up lower. If we come up higher, this is how I'm going to play it. If we come down lower, this is how I'm going to play it. If we come down lower, then we will get a retrace because that's what happens. And then we will look to short the lower high. And I will probably add to my short right there. Now, where are we going to be looking for this to come down to? Because here's the thing. Personally, I'm still bullish on a higher term time frame. This is bullish market structure. And so therefore, there are two main zones that I am actually looking at for potentially finding support. Zone number one is going to be the 18.5K zone because we have this very important support resistance flip right here. Now, support resistance, guys, it's like a house, right? It's like a house. We have different floors of the house. And we can see very, very clearly how these levels of the house are respected, right? It's actually pretty dang interesting here, right? Look at this. We have support right in here, then turned into resistance. What used to be the floor is now the ceiling of the house. You come downstairs to the next level, and now what used to be the floor is now the ceiling, and that's how it goes, right? So we know that down here, this used to be the floor, it became the ceiling, and now if we come back down to it, it will be the floor again. That's what we can look for. Now, another very juicy area where we can look for support is going to be the yearly open around 16.5K, because that's actually a very, very important level, and that would shake out everybody, make everybody super bearish, and then boom. Now, there's one more thing we really need to pay attention to right now, and that is the S&P 500. The ES right now has broken out of a year-long trend, a year-long bearish trend line. Look at this. This is the S&P 500 mini futures market. On the 2-week time frame, we were trading below this yellow trend line for a year. We have officially broken out, and we are coming back down right now for a retest. If we can hold this key zone, 3980, 3970 as support, and we get a bounce from here, there is a very, very good chance that the Bitcoin also does find local support at some of these local levels that we are looking at on the chart right now. Okay. Specifically, the two I'm looking at are like the 22,280 level, and if we lose that down to our green box, the pre-FTX support, if the S&P 500 is getting a bounce, we can expect also Bitcoin to hold support locally, and then we can look for that higher high when the news is announced tomorrow. If the S&P 500 just drops right through this like a hot knife through butter on a tractor with Aunt Sally in the summertime drinking molasses, well then, guys, I think that we can look for lower prices. So that is it for today's video, guys. May God bless everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody is very, very blessed. 20% off the course, guys, at jasoncaspertraining.com, patreon.com/JasonCasper to join the VIP Casper Crew Discord, as well as 0% limit fees on ByBit right now for Jason Casper. And I will see everybody in the next video. Peace, y'all.